studio this afternoon are Nick, Tyler, and Gabby, and we are here to talk about the Oregon National Guard. And Tyler, let's start with you. I know you're a local recruiter, so introduce us to the work you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. So I've been in recruiting for about 3 years now and made it back to my hometown here in Grants Pass. Been here for a year now, and with my marketing director and junior soldier to my right here, we're here and excited to talk about House Bill 4035, which is new legislation passed by Oregon that allows our members of the Oregon National Guard to receive 100% tuition waivers for in-state tuition at universities and community colleges.
All right, so why don't you explain to us how that works?
Sure. So anybody who is interested in the National Guard would obviously start with contacting me either on my social media or through phone, setting an appointment. And really that first opportunity is just, Q&A and answer any questions they have, give them the information about what the National Guard does. We're kind of like Oregon's best kept secret when it comes to military service and our benefits. So that information meeting kind of snowballs from that point, and I explained that, once they've completed their initial entry training, they would be eligible to serve part-time and be a full-time college student, leading to a bachelor's degree without student loan debt.
Okay, so a good program there. And Gabby, let's transition to you. I understand we were talking a little bit off air about you've been in the National Guard about a year.
Yes.
So what was it for you that made you want to join the National Guard?
I actually joined for the college benefits as well, and the additional benefits that the Guard offers for me.
Okay, so what does your participation in the National Guard look like right now?
Right now I serve on weekends, 1 weekend out of the month, and I go to drills, and we just practice the Army values.
Okay. And Nick, I want to get you in here as well. Okay. Talk to us about what you do for the National Guard.
Okay, so I started off in the infantry a while back, 18 years ago, and through my experiences, I went ahead and applied for a recruiting job. So I did that for about 14 years, and I recruited out of the Roseburg area. Recently, as of a year now, I was able to take over the marketing office for the National Guard, and so that's why I get to come and participate with the radio stations, because it's a goal of ours to spread the word about the Army National Guard and the benefits that we offer our citizens here.
Okay. So, a question that kind of popped into my mind, aside from this financial program, and any of you can comment on this, but what is something about the Oregon National Guard that you wish more people knew about? Like, what's its best kept secret?
Yeah, I would say or what I use as a brand name is that you're on the home team and you're serving in your own community. It's community based. I was born and raised in Grants Pass. I've been here all my life, and now I get to recruit here, which is kind of cool. Yeah. And the two people here are also service members in the military, serving on the home team in their home state. So that's really unique for me.
Right. Either of you want to add anything?
I think one of the coolest things is the experience. When I graduated high school at Roseburg High, I was afforded an opportunity to where an organization was paying for my education, that they're giving me a lot of career experience. I had a lot of standards and discipline that I've, grown through here, and that's making me very marketable for when I leave the National Guard, or for our soldiers that are working the part-time, that, employers know we can pass a drug test. Employers know that we're in good shape. Employers know that we can be trusted.
Right.
And so our soldiers bring a lot to employers and a lot of credibility.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about the recruitment process for someone listening that might want to, explore their options.
Sure. Yeah.
What's the process look like?
Yeah, I call it the roadmap to success. Is what's hard for some people is just reach out to me. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be in the next day. Just have a conversation and open dialogue with me so that I can answer your questions, and we kind of go from there. The first meeting is just informational. At that point, the next phase would be to set a pre-screen appointment to make sure that you're eligible for military service or eligible for service in the National Guard. That's about an hour-long appointment, and we determine your eligibility, and from that point we start to really lock in like what career you wanted to do in the Guard, making sure that aligns with your civilian goals. If you're joining at 17 like all three of us did, you would need parental consent. I would have to meet with those parents, and that's kind of when the process in joining starts.
Okay. And so what's the time commitment? Is it 4 years, 6 years? What's the commitment to the Guard?
Yeah, they have some different options, but anybody entering any branch of the military for the first time will take on an 8-year MSO. That's why our nation doesn't have a draft anymore. So we split that up into different ways, but the most popular in the National Guard is a 6x2, meaning that you serve in a reserve or part-time capacity for 6 years. And that's spread out over 1 week in a month and 2 weeks in the summer.
Okay.
And that really maximizes the benefits. The incentives for that contract length are the highest.
Okay. And so the financial programs for tuition and all of that, does it start immediately when the service begins, or is there some time between when that would start, or what's that look like?
After the National Guard service member is qualified, meaning that they've graduated basic training and then their occupational specialty training, which would be like their job or what they're planning to do in the National Guard.
All right. Well, we have about a minute left, and as we can kind of wrap up here, any final thoughts you want to leave our audience with today? Anything that you want to make sure we walk away with?
I would say reach out to Sergeant Gordon in this community, or check us out on OregonArmyGuard.com. And don't be afraid to talk to the recruiter. He's one of our best recruiters in the state. I can't brag about him enough. He's trustworthy, and he really wants to help each person that comes and talks to him and see if the Guard's a good fit for them. And so we have a lot of great things to offer, and I just hope that they get in contact with them and learn about their options.
All right. Well, Tyler, why don't you tell people how they can get in contact with you?
Sure, yeah. I'm on all the social media platforms, obviously, and my cell phone number is 503-577-5011. And most importantly, my office is, of course, with all the other recruiting offices on 6th and Savage upstairs.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to come by and talk about the Oregon National Guard and the new programs you guys have. My guests, Nick, Tyler, and Gabby, any final words before I let you go?
I'd really like to thank you for having us on. It was definitely a joy to come down here and hang out with you.
Well, thank you for coming by, and thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And a big thank you to Grants Pass Rentals for bringing us Community Spotlight.
It's easy.